Congratulations. You just woke up and your father is the richest man in Lagos. Not your actual father, not your actual life. But for the next 24 hours, that's exactly who you are. The ceiling gives it away first. 15 feet up, a chandelier where a fan used to be. The sheets don't smell like your sheets. They smell like nothing that expensive, nothing that only exists in places where someone else does the laundry. You sit up slowly. The room is larger than your entire flat. Floor to ceiling glass looking out over the water, morning light cutting across it like scattered diamonds. There's a phone on the nightstand. You pick it up. A message from a contact saved as dad. You have today. Tomorrow. It all goes back. Don't waste it. You check the banking app. 9 figures. You count the commas twice. Your hands are shaking. You have 24 hours. You're not about to spend them sitting in bed. The garage is underground. And it's not a garage. It's a showroom attached to a house. 7 cars. A Rolls Royce. A Bentley so aggressive it looks offended by the other cars. A matte black G-Wagon. 2 Porsches in colors you didn't know Porsche made. You pick the Rolls. Because if you're going to be someone else for a day, you might as well arrive like someone else. There's a driver already waiting. You tell him you drive yourself. He hesitates for half a second, then hands you the key. The key alone is heavier than your phone. You sit in the driver's seat for a full minute, just breathing the leather, the silence, the weight of the steering wheel in your hands. You've watched people drive these cars in music videos your whole life. Today, the window you're rolling down is yours. Your first stop isn't deep. It's the one thing every broke person with a dream has done. You walk into a store you've never been allowed to enter. The kind of boutique where the door is held open before you touch it. Where the sales assistants don't ask what you're looking for, they just watch, trying to decide if you belong. Today you do. You point at things you can't pronounce. A leather jacket that costs more than your rent for 6 months. Sneakers that have never touched pavement. A watch, not the most expensive one in the case, but the one that catches the light and makes you stop mid-sentence. You swipe a black card you didn't have yesterday and the machine beeps its approval without hesitation. Walking out with those bags, the rows waiting at the curb, people are watching. For the first time in your life, you're not the one doing the watching. You drive with the window down, music loud, the kind of song that was already good but sounds different when you're in a car worth more than the building you grew up in. You're not thinking about tomorrow. You're not reflecting. You're just here. Fully, stupidly, beautifully here. Lunch is at a restaurant where the menu has no prices. You don't pretend to read it. You tell the waiter to bring whatever the chef is proudest of. And when the food arrives, 4 courses, each on a plate the size of a small table, you take a photo. Not for Instagram, for yourself. Proof that this day happened. By early afternoon, the rush hasn't faded. But something else has crept in. When you're broke, there's a list, a mental list of things you couldn't do, places you couldn't go, scores you couldn't settle, all filed under someday. You've had that list for years. And now, with hours left on the clock, you realize this is the only someday you're ever going to get. You drive to an address you haven't spoken out loud in 6 years. A flat off the main road, 2nd floor. The place your family was evicted from when you were in secondary school, 3 months behind on rent. Your mother folding clothes into black nylon bags because there wasn't time for proper suitcases. You walk into the agent's office and tell them you're buying it. Not renting. Buying. The agent blinks twice, pulls up the paperwork, and 45 minutes later, the money leaves your account and you don't even feel it. It's a rounding error. A few million naira that yesterday would have changed your life is now just a notification you swipe away. You stand in front of that building holding the deed. The same crack in the 3rd floor railing. The same balcony where your mother sat on Sunday evenings. The same building that once spat your family onto the street. And now it's yours. You felt a lot of things today. the rush of the boutique, the adrenaline of the car. But this is different. This isn't excitement. This is something quieter and deeper, something that sits in your chest and hums. For the first time in your life, you feel like the world isn't happening to you. You're happening to it. You don't even go inside. You don't need to. You just stand there on the pavement, deed in hand, and let the moment breathe. Then you get back in the rows and drive. The deed sits on the passenger seat. One item crossed off, but the list isn't finished. The second thing has a name, and for 4 years, you've been waiting to cross it off too. She told you no back then. It wasn't a cruel no. It was worse. It was a polite no. The kind where she didn't even have to say the reason. You already knew. No car, no prospects, no future she could see. You told yourself you'd prove her wrong someday. For 4 years, you had no idea how. Today, the rose is packed outside her apartment. She comes down in sandals and a simple dress, the same way she looked back, then effortless, like she doesn't try because she's never had to. But the moment she sees the car, something shifts. Her step slows. Her eyes run the length of the rows once, twice. She's doing math in her head that she'll never say out loud. You look different, she says, sliding into the passenger seat. She doesn't mean your face. You take her to a rooftop lounge overlooking the city, and for the next 2 hours, she is the most attentive audience you have ever had. Every joke lands, every dry comment gets a laugh. Even the ones that weren't jokes. She touches your arm when she speaks. She leans in when you talk. When the waiter comes, she asks what you're having first. The version of you from 4 years ago, the one without the car, without the card, without the view, never got this version of her. Not even close. And then she says it. Casual. Almost too casual. So, what are you doing after this? I don't know yet. She smiles. We could grab something, cook. Your place or mine? Your place. She didn't even know you had a place. She didn't ask 4 years ago. And here's the thing. You're not angry. You're not even surprised. Because money doesn't just open doors. It changes who holds them open and how wide. You're just finally seeing it from the right side. You smile back. Let me get back to you on that. For the first time all day, you're the one who gets to decide. At 7 p.m., with the city lights flickering on below, you call your mother, not to tell her about the money. You tell her you love her. You tell her you're going to visit next week and you're going to fix the generator. You tell her you stay longer this time. She pauses. Are you okay? Did something happen? No, mommy. Nothing happened. I just wanted to hear your voice. A silence. The kind only mothers can feel. Okay, but you know you can't tell me anything. You almost do. You almost tell her everything. The garage, the boutique, the deed, the girl. The way today felt like someone hit play on a life you'd only ever watched from outside. But you don't. Because tomorrow you call her from your real phone in your real flat and she'll still pick up. That was never part of the deal. You hang up. 4 minutes. The best 4 minutes of the day cost nothing. By 11 p.m., you're back in the house. The bags from the boutique are still on the bed. You put on the jacket. You look in the mirror. This isn't a costume. This is a preview. You've sat in the driver's seat of a Rolls Royce. You've eaten food you can't pronounce in a restaurant that doesn't list prices. You've held the deed to the building that once evicted your family. You've watched someone who dismissed you 4 years ago laugh at your driest joke and offer to come home with you, not because you changed, but because your bank account did. Midnight hits. You're back in your own bed, your own ceiling, your own cracked phone. The fan still doesn't work. The neighbor's generator is still humming. Fried plantain drifting through the window. But you're already up, phone in hand, typing, not scrolling, not wishing, planning. because you lived your dream for 24 hours and decided it wasn't going to stay a dream.